exhortation, definition, an address or communication, emphatically urging someone to do something, and we urging our brothers and sisters. Keep the good exhortation, gotta be patient. Yeah, it's time to free the nation, gotta stop hating. This the end of the world, about to leave it vacant. Better hurry up and pick a side, yeah, I wish I say, hey, just let me exhort you. Hey, just let me exhort you. Yeah, I'm here to exhort, make you put out that Newport. I can remember back then we caught the short. Now we teaching indoor, teaching outside indoors, teaching on dry lands, teaching out on the shores. Do whatever we can, keep our brothers out of court. Teach it in the dirty south, and we teach it up north, then we teach it out west, even the east coast shores. You gotta bring that fire, dealing with them Brooklyn boys. Take it to the south of the border, dealing with them Ricans. We gotta bring it out, can hardly tell what they speaking.
Shalom, 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 and welcome back to another Wednesday night exhortation. It's your Octobro, Zachariah Israel, and my reader for tonight is
Shalom, Brother Nazareth.
Nazareth. Lord's willing, we got an edifying one for y'all tonight on this Wednesday night exhortation. We in the midst of the week. The Sabbath is right around the corner. We'll be able to kick back, keep that commandment as the Lord commanded us to remember the Sabbath and keep it holy, right? So tonight exhortation is entitled, let me get that thumbnail, teach them or bury them. All right, teach them or bury them, because if you don't teach them, these children, these young, these babes, these toddlers, these teenagers, right? These young adults, you will wind up burying them. And it's a sad thing if you have to bury your children before they bury you. Okay? So we got to bring it out. Let's open it up with what you know what I like. Give me 2 Timothy 4, verse 2. You got it. Read it.
The book of 2 Timothy, chapter 4, verse 2. Preach the word. Be instant, in season, out of season. Reprove, rebuke, exhort.
Exhort mean to push, encourage, right? To exhort you to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. Right? We are to push you, to charge you up in the spirit, man. Give you a spiritual boost. All right? Continue.
With all long suffering and doctrine.
All praises, all praises. Teach them or bury them. Wednesday night exhortation. Give me Proverbs 13, verse 24. You got it. Read it.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 13, verse 24. He that spareth his rod hate of his son.
If you spare the rod, you hate your son or daughter. Okay? When you're not disciplining them with that rod of correction, you don't love them. Right? Read.
But he that loveth him, chastening him betimes.
Hey, if you love him, you're going to chasten him. You're going to chastise him. All right? You're not going to let them get too far out of pocket with you before you say, hey, man, you're going off. Now I got to tighten you up. I got to line you up. My house, we call it the line up. All right? Let me go and play this video real quick, because I seen this video. This for fair use. This is for educational purposes only, right? Fair use. I am not the owner of this video. Don't flag me, right? But it's entitled 8 Discipline Rules for Parents of Children with Oppositional Defiant Disorder. All right. So they want to get us being bad and being hard-headed, rebellion, stubborn. They call it a disorder, right? Let's just hear some of the things they say in this video real quick. Let's roll it.
8 discipline rules for parents of defiant kids. Children with oppositional defiant disorder are blatantly disobedient, disrespectful, and confrontational. Standard discipline doesn't work, so what do you do? 1. Treat before you punish. Never discipline your child for behaviors that are symptoms of ADHD. Opposition and defiance are sometimes neurological, not intentional. Once your treatment plan has impulsivity under control, you will know which acts are punishable. 2. Exercise away hostility. A potent tonic for the brain is daily physical exercise. It promotes healthy brain function and helps children control aggression. 3. Know your child's patterns. Note when and where your child's anger flares. Documentation may help identify triggers and suggest effective interventions. 4. Be clear about rules and consequences. Explain what behavior is expected and exactly what consequences your child will face for breaking the rules. Then consistently enforce those rules. 5. Stay cool-headed and under control. Instead of overreacting and teaching your child to fear mom or dad, breathe deep and be a model of how to behave when you're upset. 6. Use a code word like bubblegum. This is a private signal that tells your child to calm down. Your child can also use it to express that he is getting upset. Sometimes just the words no and stop can push an emotional child over the edge. 7. Stay positive. Boost your child's self-esteem by catching him behaving well and doling out praise. 8. Call in the professionals. In some cases, you may need outside help to reset the pattern of disruptive behavior in your home. Work with a behavioral psychologist to root out the cause of aggression.
So y'all seen that? Now, it's a couple things on there I agree with. It's a lot of stuff I disagree with. You understand? Because, like I say, I grew up in the 80s, man. All right. You know, I don't want to tell my age or whatever, but, you know, everybody that know me, I got grown kids. So just do the numbers. Do the math. But in the 80s, we didn't have all these disorders and all these things, man. When you was bad, you just got your butt whooped. That was the remedy. And that is God's remedy. That's the Most High God's remedy. But anyway, number 1 of the 8 discipline rules, right? Treat before you punish. They could be ADHD. All right, so now these days you got that ADHD. You know, back in the day, you didn't really have that like that. You were just bad. Okay, you was just considered bad. But now they have diagnosed these things and they call it ADHD. Okay. You know, you took things like Ritalin and things like that or whatever to kind of keep you calm. We just call it bad as hell. Or when you didn't consume too much sugar. All right. So they said treat before you punish. We don't do that in our house. If you bad and you ain't got no real known condition and it's super obvious, you just got your butt whooped. Flat out, right? Number 2, exercise hostility. So that is something that we can do more in our community. We got to get them out in front of them video games, off of social media, get them outside, get them some fresh air, because that could be throwing them off mentally, chemically. You know, you could be chemically imbalanced, right? You could be, you know, you need vitamin D, man. You know, that helps you with your energy and all that. So getting them outside is great. Get them some exercise. I totally agree with that. Right. Number 3, know your child's pattern to see if he triggered. Now, I disagree with this. I didn't come up in the era, like I said, back in the 80s where we threw out words like triggered. Oh, he's triggered if you do this. She's triggered. That's why she behaved like that. No, when you disobedient, you got your butt whooped. It wasn't no, oh, you triggered. This new triggered stuff, this some new stuff. oh, he's triggered. All right. Watch out for his patterns. Watch out for her patterns. Don't say that. Don't say this. We're not finna be tiptoeing around you bad kids, man. We're not gonna do that. Right? Number 4, be clear about rules and consequences. Hey, I agree with that. Be clear about rules and consequences. If you don't get up and clean up, if you don't keep your chores, do your chores, if you don't be respectful to your father and honor your father and your mother, like the scriptures say, it's going to be consequences. All right. So I totally agree with her on that. Right. Number 5, stay cool-headed and under control. Don't teach them to fear mom and dad. I disagree with a lot of that. To stay cool-headed and being under control, yes, I agree with that. All right, because once you explain it to them and they understand clearly where they went off, you stay calm. But if degrees go up, right, you got to turn it up a notch, because you're going to get 38 hot if they being disrespectful towards you. So, yeah, you stay cool-headed the first time you speak it out, you speak to them. But, hey, some of these kids, man, our children, you can't be cool with. All right? You got to come with that energy they coming with. Okay? Don't teach them to fear mom and dad. That's not biblical. All right? Fear. You need to fear your mother and your father. Honor your mother and your father so your days can be long on this earth. It's consequences by you not fearing your parents, right? It's consequences when you don't fear the Lord. All right. And there's an order in the household. You got God the Father, the Son, the man. You got God the Father, the Most High, right? You got his son, Yahushua, the man over the household, right? The man over the woman over the children. So you have to fear all them that are above you. So I totally disagree with that. You understand? Number 6, use a code word like bubblegum. Don't say no or stop. Man, I wish I would use a code word talking about some bubblegum. Y'all crazy as hell. We say no or stop, or you're going to get your behind whooped. Okay, now these days, we're going to talk a little bit more about it. I'm going to make this 2 parts too, because I ain't going to be able to dive in this like I want to. Okay, so yeah, definitely we use no and stop. Don't be walking on eggshells around your own children. You understand? Number 7, stay positive and call out when your children is doing right by giving them praise. I agree with that. You don't want to be negative all the time. When they do good, you say, hey, man, I recognize that. Keep up the good work. You trying. I see the change in you. Okay, but when they go off, you got to correct them. All right. Number 8, call the professionals. Okay. We gonna seek counsel, godly counsel. We not going to no shrink and all this and that, and they got them looking at butterflies and all that junk. What this look like? What's this? What's that? No, that ain't what the scriptures say. So some things I agree with her on, some things I don't. Give me Deuteronomy 21 verse 18. You got it, read it.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 21 verse 18. If a man have a stubborn and rebellious son, which will not obey the voice of his father or the voice of his mother, and that when they have chastened him will not hearken unto them.
Hey, if you got a stubborn son or daughter that won't listen, right? When they have chastened him, right? Verse 19.
Verse 19. Then shall his father and his mother lay hold on him and bring him out unto the elders of his city.
So back in them days, them biblical times, right? You can't do that now, of course. Okay, because you going to jail, but we snatch you up, we take you in front of the city, right? And they shall say unto, I skipped. and bring him out unto the elders of his city. Read.
And unto the gate of his place.
And unto the gate of his place. Read.
And they shall say unto the elders of his city, This is our son, is stubborn and rebellious.
He don't want to listen. She don't want to listen. He's stubborn and rebellious, right? Read.
He will not obey our voice. He is a glutton and a drunkard.
He's a glutton and a drunkard. He just sit around the house and want to eat up everything. Just going there, sneaking his father whiskey, drinking his father's beers and things like that. Okay? So yeah, they was doing that back in biblical times. Right? Read.
Verse 21. And all the men of his city shall stone him with stones.
They should do what?
Shall stone him with stones.
You gonna get hit with stones back in them days. Right? Read.
That he died.
That he what?
That he died.
So yeah, that was a death sentence when you didn't want to obey your parents. Right? What is this lesson called? Teach them or bury them. So yeah, if they didn't want to listen, when we taught them, we buried them. Literally. Right? Read.
So shalt thou put evil away from among you.
That's how we got rid of the evil. Read.
And all Israel shall hear and fear.
And what?
And all Israel shall hear and fear.
So yes, the Most High used fear. Fear is good. It's a healthy fear. To fear the Most High God. It's a healthy fear to fear his son, the Messiah, the Christ. It's a healthy fear to fear your father, your mother. Because there's consequences behind that, right? Teach them or bury them. You understand? Let's move on. Give me Proverbs 19:18. We're going to stay in Proverbs for a minute, too. It's a lot in Proverbs, right? You got it, read it.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 19, verse 18. Chasten thy son while there is hope.
You supposed to chasten him where there is hope. Meaning, if it's a daughter, she ain't really got the smelling herself like that. They still at home. When it's your son, when he's young, he ain't really grew into his man body. It's hope for him when they listening like that, right? Read.
And let not thy soul spare for his crime.
Don't pay attention to them because they get to crying. Don't spare them because they get to crying. Oh, no. No, you line them up according to the scriptures. Okay? No, you ain't supposed to be out there DDTing them and, going crazy on them. But it is a righteous way you discipline them. Okay, we gonna get into that. We gonna get into the righteous way of disciplining them. I ain't gonna get it on this one, but part 2, I'm be sure to do part 2. We're going to show you according to what thus said the Lord how to discipline, where to discipline them at. All right. Okay. Give me Proverbs 22 and verse 6. You got it. Read it.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it.
Do what?
He will not depart from it.
Read it from the top.
The book, verse 6. Train up a child in the way he should go.
Train him up in the way he should go. You got to train him up in the way he should go. You do your job and he listening. Read.
And when he is old, he will not depart from it.
And when he is old, he would not depart from it. When he get older and say, you know what? Yeah, I might have went off. I was hard-headed, but now I'm old, and I see what Pops was talking about. I see what Moms was talking about. They was doing me right, man. Some children realized that they father and their mother was helping them. They might have not listened, but they know it was good training. They know they was trained. They might have went off, right? But they know they was trained. Okay? So if you train them up, you understand? Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. So if you train them up and they listen, because some would say, hey, man, why did he go off? Why would he go off? You still will go off. Right? But if the parent trained you and you took that training, you took the correction, right? You took the chastising, right? When he is old, he will not depart from it. You're not gonna fall off where you just can't come back. Where the Lord give you a reprobated mind. Okay? So teach them or bury them. Train them up or bury them. You understand? Give me Proverbs, jump down to verse 15.
Verse 15. Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child.
Hey, these children are foolish. All right. They be knowing what be going on, but they do foolish things. You know, really starting about 2. They're terrible 2 from 5. Them 8-year-olds, them 12-year-olds, right? 15-year-olds, you just start smelling yourself. You just going way off. Right? Read.
But the rod of correction shall drive it far from him.
Hey, that rod of correction shall drive it far from them. Right? That discipline. That rod of correction. A nice old-fashioned butt whooping. Right? But if you got a stubborn, rebellious child that don't even want you to do that, and it's gonna come and be a problem, and they of age, you gotta let them go. They don't want to listen to you, and you say, hey, line it up, and they get the bucking, it's time to go. You don't want to go to jail. You don't need to go to jail behind these stubborn, hard-headed, and rebellious children. They're not getting away with nothing. The Most High God, see what they doing. You think they got away with something? They going to be judged for that. So if they don't want to listen, bye, let them go. Let them go. Right? Proverbs 29, verse 15. You got it. Read it.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 15. The rod and reproof give wisdom, but a child left to himself bringeth his mother to shame.
Bringing his what?
Bringeth his mother to shame.
And when you left to yourself, it bring your mother to shame. Why? Because primarily the mother's job is to teach the children. All right. So if you left to yourself, and it's devices in front of your face all day, right? Netflix, okay, Tubi, Prime, HBO, Cartoon Network. I don't know what they watching these days. But if you left to yourself, social media, okay? But a child left to himself bringeth his mother to shame. You got to start taking a break on these things and go outside, get some of that fresh air, right? Jump on a trampoline, on a slide or swing or something under parental supervision. Okay? Proverbs 29:17, you got it, read it.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 17. Correct thy son, and he shall give thee rest.
If you correct him, he going to give you rest. Okay? You ain't going to worry about him getting locked up. You going to spend them sleepless nights at home thinking about him because he's somewhere in prison. You got to answer them calls, them collect calls. I don't even know if they still doing collect calls no more, man. But you got to answer them phone calls. You got to pay that commissary. You understand? You got to keep money on his books, right? Read.
Yea, he shall give delight unto thy soul.
He shall give delight unto thy soul. Why? Because you're not stressed out about him. Bring him up, train him up in the way he should go. He didn't depart from that. Now he training his children. You get to, raise your grandchildren, keep them over for a day, and you can drop them off. You know why? Because grandma ain't raising, granddad ain't raising the kids. They can go back home. Because the mother or the father ain't in prison. Normally, the father be somewhere in prison. The mother be somewhere struggling trying to raise the child. Because she want to go out and club. Right? Let's continue. Give me Proverbs 17:25.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 17, verse 25. A foolish son is a grief to his father.
Hey, these foolish sons are grief to your father. Are grief to me, to what father. If you got a foolish son, that's grief. Why? Because you got to bail him out. You got to always make sure he all right. You want to make sure he ain't out on the street. He ain't gang banging. He ain't selling dope. Read.
And bitterness to her that bear him.
And bitterness to her that bear him. Hey, the moms. Bitter. Baby mom. Bitter. Okay? Because you dealing with a foolish son. That's what you dealing with. And you mothers, you got to let these fathers do their job. It's another video I want to play real quick. Let me see. That I seen. This for fair use only, educational purposes, and no, I'm not the owner of this video.
I've seen within my own extended family where every time the father attempted to involve himself in the discipline, let's say, which is really the attention and regulation of his son, his wife would, in small ways and not so small, interfere in a rather punitive manner, treating her husband as if his interaction, his involvement was inappropriate, ignorant, and dangerous, something like that combination. And my experience with that has been that what men usually do in that situation is pull away. Yeah. And that's really devastating for the kids.
Hey, y'all heard him. Y'all heard your friendly neighborhood white man. He was talking that talk. Right? It causes the father to disappear. He don't want to deal because you keep interfering when he want to discipline. It drives the father away. You got to let these brothers do their job. Okay? You lay with him. You should trust that he's going to teach your son the right things. If you don't know, you shouldn't have never laid with him. That's your fault. That's your fault. You understand what I'm saying? So, sisters, y'all got to do better with that. Give me Hebrews 12. Hebrews 12:11. You got it. Read it.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 12, verse 11. Now no chastening for the present seeming to be joyous.
Hey, now no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous. Don't nobody like to be chastised, right? Getting what they call it, BTA, belt to ass. Don't nobody like no BTA, right? Read.
But grievous, nevertheless, afterward it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness.
It's gonna yield that peaceful fruit of righteousness. Okay? Don't nobody like it, but guess what? You're gonna plant that righteous seed. It's gonna yield the peaceable fruit of righteousness. Read.
Unto them which are exercised thereby.
Unto them which are exercised thereby. So you got to do what you got to do. You can't be talking about no trigger words and talking about no, hey, don't say no. And, no. You got to be firm with these YNs, especially YNs, man. You got to be firm, Hey, you see what Timmy and them doing? Timmy and them school shooters, and you see how they getting down. Billy and all them. Because they trying to give you 8 rules on how to discipline them. They ain't got nothing to do with the scriptures. Timmy blowing up buildings, school shooters. Okay? On top of buildings at the school, unenliven MAGA scholars, so-called scholars. That's what Timmy do. All right, but our children, we gotta use the scriptures to get them tight. You understand? Give me Ephesians chapter 6, start at verse 1.
The book of Ephesians chapter 6 verse 1. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right.
Obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Read.
Honor thy father and mother, which is the first commandment with promise.
That's the first commandment with promise. You think you getting away with something? You think the Most High God ain't gonna check you about that? You think he ain't got a receipt on you about how you acting, how you speaking, all that negative energy? It's a receipt, right? Read.
Verse 3. That it may be well with thee, and thou mayest live long on the earth.
That you what?
Then thou mayest live long on the earth.
Start on top of 3 again.
Verse 3. That it may be well with thee, and thou mayest live long on the earth.
And thou mayest live long on the earth, right? Teach them or bury them. That's why you see a lot of these parents burying their children before their children get to bury them. You know why? Because they didn't teach them according to the scriptures, right? And if they did, right, they went so far off that they didn't apply the things of the scriptures. Now, the parents end up burying them instead of them burying the parents. See how that works? So if you want to live long on this earth, you better obey the Most High God when he say, hey, honor your father and your mother, right? Give me Exodus 21:15. We're going to wind it down. I got a couple more. We're going to wind it down. You got it? Read it.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 15. The book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 15.
21 verse 15. I'm sorry, read.
And he that smiteth his father or his mother shall surely be put to death.
Man, if you smiteth his father, your father or your mother, you shall be put to death. You're going to be put to death. All right, smiteth. That goes into a couple things because some would say, oh, that's just murder. No, you could smite somebody by hitting them too. Yes. Yes. Matter of fact, let me pull up the definition on this joint. All right. Smite, meaning to strike with a firm blow, destroy, afflict, or punish. Okay? Often used in the King James Bible context, it implies violent actions such as striking with a sword, rod, or divine judgment. It is frequently used in scriptures to describe God's judgment or the violent action of individuals. So you put your hands on your parents, hey man, that's a heavy judgment behind that thing. You better repent. That's a heavy judgment. You don't want it to get that far. Okay? So, hey, when it comes to that, when it's about to come to blows, you got to go, bro. Sis, it's time to go. All right? Give me Colossians 3. Start at verse 20. You got it? Read it.
The book of Colossians, chapter 3, verse 20. Children, obey your parents in all things.
In what?
In all things.
In some things.
In all things.
In all things. Read.
For this is well pleasing unto the Lord.
It's well pleasing unto the Lord when you obey your parents. Give me Romans 1. We're going to start at verse 28.
The book of Romans, chapter 1, verse 28. And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a reprobate mind.
You don't want that reprobated mind, right? You reprobate, it's a rat for you. Read.
To do those things which are convenient.
Hey, to do those things which are not convenient, right? Read.
Verse 29. Being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, backbiters, haters of God, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things.
Boasters, inventors of evil things. Read.
Inventors of evil things.
Read.
Disobedient to parents.
What?
Disobedient to parents.
What?
Disobedient to parents.
Disobedient to parents. Read.
Without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection.
Read.
Implacable, unmerciful.
Read.
Who knowing the judgment of God, they which commit such things are worthy of death.
Worthy of what?
Worthy of death.
Worthy of death. Read.
Not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them.
Hey, y'all better tighten up. Teach them or bury them. Okay? You know, and we gonna do another part because I left some meat on the bone, right? But we gotta do better. Children, you definitely gotta do better, right? In honoring your father and your mother. Parents, we gotta tighten up. We gotta do better too. Because if they can't get right, they gonna get left. And don't put yourself on the line, your freedom on line. Your freedom on the line for some rebellious children. Because they don't want to be disciplined. So I hope this video was edifying. I hope it strengthened your walk. Right, this has been another Wednesday night exhortation. Hump day, we almost there. The Sabbath right around the corner. Love y'all. Shalom.
Shalom.
We out.
With exhortation, gotta be patient. Yeah, it's time to free the nation, gotta stop hating. This the end of the world, about to leave it vacant. Better hurry up and pick a side, yeah, I was shy Satan. Hey, just let me exhort you. Hey, just let me exhort you. Yeah, I'm here to exhort, make you put out that new port. I can remember back then we caught the short. Now we teaching indoor, teaching outside indoors, teaching on dry lands, teaching out on the shores. Do whatever we can.